verse 31. They tell you that you gotta have an escape route in the event of emergencies. You gotta have it mapped out. And even then they tell you in the household, you need to rehearse it. When I was in school, we used to have fire drills. They show you in the event of an emergency and you need a way out. This was the way to go. Well, here we are as believers, as Christians and disciples of Christ. You need a way out. When it appears that the enemy has you locked down and locked in, when the life circumstances have caused you to be somewhat weary. Come on, would you tell somebody? Job says a man that's born of a woman has but a few days, and those days will be full of trouble. Anybody experiencing any trouble today? Well, he said it would happen. But he also promised that many will be your afflictions, your troubles, your tests, your challenges, your trials, but the Lord will deliver us. Would you tap your neighbor and tell him, you coming out of that thing? Tell him all you got to do is continue. Don't you quit in the middle of it. You coming through it. Our escape, come on y'all. The drill for your escape is you're continuing to give him praise. Continuing to bless his name. He tells us in Thessalonians, in everything, give. For this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning us. Us is believers. Us is born again, baptized disciples. Us is proclaimed Christians. Us. Look at your neighbor and tell him, in case you didn't hear me, tell him, you coming out of this. Now tell him, you ain't got to wait till you come out. You can bless him. You can bless him for your coming out right now. And declare, I'm on my way out. It's prophetic. It's an act of faith. Because without faith, it's impossible to please God. So you got to speak those things though they're not, as though they were. Look at somebody and tell them, I'm out already. Tell them, I'm already out. And prayer has been answered. All right, we don't move. Read a little bit of it.
Then said Jesus to those Jews.
Now listen. He had already spoken to them concerning who he was. And the fact that he was speaking the words of his Father. And he wanted to tell them that he who sent me is with me. Would you tell somebody, he who sent me is still with me? Is with me. And because they believed him, the verse of book that says, and they believed what he said. And so now he goes on to tell them this. Read it, was.
Which believed on him.
these who believe on him. This is what he says to them. See, he's not talking to anybody. He's talking to believers. Now, listen. The world today is full of folk who say, I've been born again. It seems to be afraid of commonality. But everybody don't understand what being born again means. Being born again means I've died to my fleshly desires and I live now to please him. His will is what would you tell somebody? His will is what I want. Every now and then I got to crucify the flesh. Paul says we die. How often? Ask your neighbor, have you had the funeral today? That's another message. Have you had your funeral today?
Come on here, Bishop.
Tell him I'm in the repast. I'm in the repast now. Tell him I'm in the repast. I already had the funeral. I'm in the celebration now. Come on, you know we have, come on, the repast is the fellowship after the service to make sure that we're all right. Tell somebody I'm all right now. No regrets about dying for him. Come on, come on. You can't have second thoughts about leaving the world behind and following Jesus.